Now, 2023 was an absolute jam-packed year when it came to the launch and setting trends in the tech space, whether that be QD OLED game monitors, all the way up to the massive trends set by the likes of OpenAI with ChatGPT and generative AI taking the market by storm. But 2024 seems to be a much quieter year when it comes to brand new technology splurging onto the market. And this year seems like it's going to be a year for maturity and refinement, bringing a lot of what we saw last year even further into the mainstream, making all the technology that we saw from the last year even more accessible. So when it comes to new computer components, it doesn't really seem like we're going to get too much out of this year. This month, Nvidia is planning on launching its TI Super Duper Combo Wombo 40 series GPUs, and that's just going to be a minor spec bump. The impact that may have on the market all depends on the price that these GPUs launch at. If they're priced reasonably well, and if they shift the pricing for all the other pre-existing GPUs downwards, then that could potentially be a positive thing for this year. But being Nvidia, I highly doubt it. If anything, they're going to use the TI Super Duper. They're going to use it as a tool to further inflate the prices of these SKUs. And if anything, I could potentially see them cancelling the pre-existing SKUs and have them replaced by the super variants only. And not for the same MSRP, knowing Nvidia, it'll probably be higher. But you got to have some hope and some faith that that will not be the case. Nvidia is rumoured to launch the Blackwell architecture of GPUs, though I can't see them launching anything in the low-end consumer space. I really think that if we get any hint of Blackwell this year, it's going to be for like a 5090 or in high-end enterprise graphics cards. I strongly think any hint of Blackwell is purely going to be for the enterprise or super high-end market this year. And when it comes to the desktop side of the computer world, we're not going to see too much in terms of new desktop CPUs. There is currently no expectation that AMD will launch or even announce Zen 5 this year, which will be the next tier of desktop class CPUs. And Intel currently has no plans to bring out their desktop version of Meteor Lake on desktops this year. Though you got to have some hope and faith that they will bring this technology onto the desktop because, quite frankly, in the mobile space they've been able to make quite significant efficiency gains. If that could scale up to high performance CPUs, that would be cool to see. So while the excitement's not going to be so much in the desktop space when it comes to CPUs, mobile platforms this year is where the excitement is really going to be. I'm talking about the advancements on the low power x86 CPUs and APU side of the market, where this year we're expecting to see dramatic performance and efficiency gains when it comes to new APUs launching this year. AMD this year is bringing to market their 8000 series line of mobile CPUs and APUs, including their Strix Point APU, which I am so looking forward to when this thing hits the market. And this new Strix Point APU is going to come with RDNA-free graphics bundled into this chip. And then we're going to see further refinements brought to market of the Zen 4 architecture, where we see AMD's version of their big little design of their CPU cores. That bit that they're going to have the main performance Zen 4 cores, and they're also going to bundle in what they're called compressed cores on the CPU die, and that is expected to bring high levels of efficiency gains when it comes to these APUs, which is going to bring a high level of performance for such a low power budget. Having low powered APUs bundled in with very impressive graphics is something that I'm so excited to see this year. And AMD is not the only one making swings in the mobile market this year. We have Intel to look forward to this year with the launch of their Meteor Lake laptop processors, and they are also coming to market with their version of APUs as well. With Intel planning on putting their Arc graphics within these APUs, and the current rumours around this APU at the moment shows that the GPU is setting up to be a very impressive and very competitive compared to AMD. So it looks like this is going to be a great year for the mobile handheld market. We're going to be getting even more powerful APUs to put in these devices. The big issue I have with the handheld market at the moment is that battery life when you're not at home and connected. Usually with the Steam Deck you're only getting 2 to 4 hours of battery life, but with these new CPUs and how efficient they seem like they're going to be, and it's going to be great to see how the handheld market blossoms this year. And with there being more availability on high-end gaming APUs, we're going to see more manufacturers toss their hat into the ring when it comes to the handheld gaming market. For example, MSI is soon to launch their version of their handheld gaming device this year. MSI looks like it's going to be the first to bring an Intel APU into their handheld gaming space, so I am very much looking forward to the innovation and competition that we're going to see this year in this space. Though it seems like Valve is planning on sticking put this year, with no rumoured plans of a Steam Deck 2 coming out this year. Another thing I am also looking forward to this year is the advancement in ARM-based CPUs. With ARM-based CPUs finally reaching a level of maturity where they're being brought to the mainstream and put into Windows devices finally. And it's gearing up that Apple's finally going to have some actual competition when it comes to the power and the efficiency of ARM-based CPUs. And their M1, M2, M3 chips have been so impressive when it's come to the performance they've been able to get out of the ARM architecture, and also the power to performance has been absolutely incredible. But it looks like this year that Apple is finally going to have some competition to step up to. And this is due to the fact that more companies are finally bringing to market ARM-based CPUs, and we've not seen it for a while because, quite frankly, they had no incentive to, because Qualcomm had an exclusive agreement with Microsoft over bringing ARM-based devices to Windows. But this year, that exclusivity deal ends, which means more manufacturers can bring out their versions of ARM CPUs to the Windows platform. Which is absolutely crazy for Qualcomm, because only in this last year have they finally made the breakthroughs and have been able to make a competent ARM chip in the laptop space, with the performance of their upcoming laptop chips heavily rumoured to directly rival, if not beat in some cases, the Apple M2. So as Qualcomm finally reach maturity in their laptop ARM CPUs, their exclusivity deal ends, so therefore they can't capitalise or create a monopoly around it, which I think is a good thing, because more competition stifles more innovation and competition also means better prices for us people at home, which is absolutely great to see. Now I just wonder, how will Apple respond to this? Because Apple for quite some time have had the crown when it comes to ARM-based CPUs, and now with this flood of competition in the market, I am curious to see how they will respond. Will Apple sit complacent with where they're at, or will they finally push the envelope once more and try and retake their crown? Like I said, innovation is great for this market, and I absolutely love to see it. The next thing I'm excited to check out in 2024 is the advancements in panel technology, that being the new QD OLEDs and the W OLEDs from Samsung and LG respectively. I am so looking forward to what they have already teased so far. This last year we saw high refresh rate QD OLED monitors being launched, but they have only been in certain sizes such as 27 inches or 34-inch ultra-wide. We've not been able to get super high refresh rates on the large displays, and if you were someone who wanted a larger QD OLED display, you had to buy a 55-inch TV, which only had a 120Hz refresh rate, whereas this year Samsung are bringing to market a 32-inch up to 480Hz QD OLED display. And these displays are very interesting as they have dual ratings. What does that mean? Well, that means that these panels are rated for 240Hz at 4K, or you can drop down the resolution 1080p and crank up the refresh rate to 480Hz, which I think is very impressive to be able to do both. On last year's monitors, the refresh rate was capped regardless of what resolution you were running at, so I am very excited to see that they are bringing out the ability to increase the refresh rate if you decrease the resolution of the panel, which is going to be absolutely fantastic if you're someone who likes to consume a lot of content at high resolutions and then do some leisurely gaming. But when it comes to it and you really want to get competitive and really want to crank up those frames, you can drop down the resolution, get under 48Hz, and really get your fix of your competitive shooter of choice. So I'm super excited to see the new QD OLED and W OLED panels coming out this year. It's going to mean for more variation in sizes, refresh rates, resolutions. I absolutely love to see it, and I can't wait to see what panels, what different sizes we're going to get later in this year. Stay tuned for all the announcements at CES, because that's when we're going to get the bulk of our details for this upcoming year. Unfortunately, CES starts next week, so stay tuned as we confirm these details, and I most likely will be covering all the announcements that are coming out over this next week. Another noteworthy thing to look forward to is the advancements in AI. Now, over this last year, the big trendsetter was AI this, AI that. AI is going to take over everything. AI is coming for our jobs. It was absolutely huge this year with the launch of large language models and generative AI. So while this was very impressive from a technical point of view over this last year, 2024 is going to be about bringing large language models and generative AI to the mainstream masses, and for you to be able to access it in a much more consumer friendly and accessible way to the average person. And that is going to be done through the new wave of personal assistants on your devices. We see Microsoft is launching Copilot powered by OpenAI's ChatGPT. Google Bard is being brought online this year for the masses. And we also see other large language models that are being launched all the time from other competitors. And these models are going to become even more advanced as we jump into 2024 through what they call multimodal support. What does that mean? Well, it just basically means you can input in more than one mode. Traditionally, ChatGPT and other generative AI chatbots, they have heavily relied on text prompts only to then produce a text only answer. But that is soon to change, and it already has changed with the likes of ChatGPT, which can accept input, whether that be your voice, a video, a picture, some music. The way that we can input and interact with these artificial intelligence systems are becoming ever so more accessible. So that is going to be the big trendsetter, is multimodal support, whether that be in your phone, you know, how you used to ask Bixby or Alexa or Google Assistant. They're going to become much more intelligent with the launch of these AI systems onto your devices. So while behind the scenes, these large language models are going to become ever so more advanced, you're going to see a lot more AI integration with your personal devices. But AI is also going to be the big AI marketing gimmick for this year as well, with every company trying to get on the AI bandwagon. For example, Samsung's latest press conference that is due for later this month is heavily marketed around the word AI, AI this, AI Galaxy. So they're going to make a massive push when it comes to the marketing behind the S24 series, heavily linked to artificial intelligence. Whether Samsung can successfully execute that, or it's just going to end up like another Bixby, it remains to be seen. But who knows? Maybe it's not just some marketing gimmick, but I would be very skeptical for anything that is slapped with AI this, AI that. Because, yeah, it's the big trendsetter for this next coming year. And other cool things I'm looking forward to checking out this year is the advancements in AR and VR with the likes of the Apple Vision Pro launching this year, which is set to bring some innovation to the market, though for a very high premium that the consumer's not going to see for many years to come. But the innovation in this space and technology and how these concepts will trickle down to us average consumers, I'm so looking forward to seeing. Anyway, that was an overview of all the technology products that I am looking forward to in 2024. Let me know in the comments down below, what tech products, what technology trends are you looking forward to for this coming year? Let me know in the comments down below all your thoughts and opinions. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it and found it entertaining in some way, shape or form. Leave a like if you want to see more videos like this in the future, and stay subscribed if you wish to check out more videos from me in the near future to come.